This is so common that after I talked about this, I don't know how many months ago, I've repeatedly been stopped by people who were telling me their own situation. But I was talking about how many adult children are still receiving financial support from their parents. And one recent survey from the Pew Research Project found that 60% of people, adults, up to just before they reach middle age, are continuing to receive financial support from their parents. And this is so very common. People say, well, I'm doing this. What do you think? I say, well, you've got to decide for you. I'm just talking about, this is a very common thing today, didn't used to be. And parents and kids have so many webs of involvement. Some are really light kind of things where families have these family plans for cell phones, and kids were on them really young, and they're still on the family plan in middle age. And you got the streaming services that, as best people can still do now with all the geolocating streaming services are doing. But, kids are on their parents' streams. Sometimes parents are on the kids' streaming services. But I'm talking about big stuff because on average, according to a Savings.com survey, parents are giving their kids $1,384 a month. And that's not even restricted to people up to middle age. This is adult children of any age. When parents are giving, the average amount is $1,384 a month. Now get this. The parents are giving twice the amount to adult children that they're saving for their own retirement. And that's where this becomes potentially a real problem. I remember the line I heard from an adult child talking about their aging parent and said, well, my mom should have saved more money while she was working. And I'm thinking, and I couldn't say it, well, what did she do for you over the years? Should you be doing something for her? Because we as children get amnesia about what our parents did for us a lot of times. And a lot of times, mom and dad don't have enough money to live on in retirement because they were funneling money to you as an adult child. And so this is hard because when you get used to having the assistance from a parent, as an adult child, it's hard to say, hey, thanks, I'm okay now, I got this. And so that money becomes almost like expected, like a paycheck. And the parent may even silently be thinking, what am I doing here? But they don't know how to stop the momentum. So what I recommend as a parent, if this is causing a financial burden on you, sending money every month or regularly giving money that you just don't have the means to do it, and it's meaning you're not saving that money for retirement that you need to save, then have a conversation with that adult child. And don't cut them off cold turkey, because then it's hard to stick to it. Taper it down. Say, I've looked at my budget. I'm in a train wreck financially. I can't keep doing this. What I'd like to do is over the next 18 months, whatever it is. I think 18 months is a good number, but whatever number works for you. I'm going to be able to give you less money 6 months from now than I give you now, less 6 months after that, so that you're weaning them from being on an allowance from you as an adult child. And there are reasons a parent may want to help an adult child. One of the most common is to help with the grandkids. to subsidize childcare for a grandkid, or pay for some schooling for a grandkid, or sports teams for a grandkid. That's one of the most common reasons. But whatever it is, be honest with yourself. Can you afford it? Can you afford to be, if you're doing the average, that's like over $16,000 a year, quick math at $1,384. If you're doing that, can you really afford to do it? Does it need to be less? Does it need to be zero for you to be able to take care of your own financial needs and especially your own financial future?